Lori's place hails from Eastern Europe, East Germany to be exact. Austere decorations reminiscent of the times past contrast with the romantic candlelight and memorable cooking at her place on South Van Ness, at a restaurant called Walzwerk.
My name is Christiane Schmidt and I'm the owner of Walzwerk. Walzwerk started when Isabel, Misek and me came to America and found out that all the German restaurants in America are Bavarian. And we are from East Germany, we lived in Berlin, and we thought it's a good idea to create a place which shows this side of Germany. The name of the restaurant, Walzwerk, means steel mill, and the original idea was to have a very industrial restaurant, because East Germany was so industrial, and it's also easy to pronounce, I think, for Germany. The food at Walzwerk is very East German, what was very common in East Germany, what we ate when we grew up, what my grandmother used to make. We try to be very traditional and German, so all the beers we have are from Germany. A lot of Germans meet, we have lots of Germans working here. It's a little community, which I really like. Everything you see on the walls is from East Germany, carried over in a suitcase from Germany to show. And all East German customers who come, they're like, oh, this is like a little revival tour, like for 20 years ago. It's very special.
All right, Laura, I said East Germany, it's really former East Germany, but what is so unique about the cuisine at Walzwerk?
You know, my husband took me to Walzwerk the first time on our 4th date, maybe 8 years ago, and we go back all the time. I had no idea at the time what I would eat there because I was a vegetarian, but one of the things I love about their menu is they have many, many great meat and potato type options, seafood options, but they have incredible vegetarian options. The vegetarian schnitzel is my favorite, and I can have it again and again because it's a little different every time.
Even though you're not a vegetarian per se anymore, right?
I'm not. I consider myself a flexitarian now. Still lean towards the vegetarian side of things. So, but that is a dish that even friends who are omnivores will order the vegetarian schnitzel and love it.
Vegetarian schnitzel. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's covered with,
So that you swap out the pork loin with cauliflower, beets, carrots, and they bread it the way they do the pork loin, and it's just perfectly seasoned. They serve it with a gravy that's different every time that I go. So, and they, their mashed potatoes are always very amazing, and
it's German cuisine, but with almost a Russian sort of influence to it.
Definitely.
Solyanka, the soup that is like almost a borscht sort of character. What did you have when you went, Jacob?
I love this place, I just want to say. And I had the chicken breast stuffed with apple and bacon with a sun-dried cherry.
That's my husband's favorite.
Oh my goodness, it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, and being the beer guy that you are, this is 15 plus beers that you can choose from, really esoteric, interesting beers as well.
I had somewhere to go after, so I held back on it, but I did have another Francis Caner. I'm a little bit habitual
Loyal
like
guy.
that. Yeah, Hefeweizen, and it was great.
All right, Bob, you're keeping quiet over here. What's your when you went to Walzwerk? Are you a German food guy? Is this something?
I hadn't been to a German restaurant in over 30 years.
Ah, okay.
And it may be another 30.
Oh, really? You didn't enjoy it?
It didn't work for me.
Okay, why?
First of all, I like a more airy atmosphere, and it is a little dark.
Well, Walzwerk is steelworks. There's this, Christian, the owner, is from East or former East Germany.
I could have been in East Germany.
You could have been.
Yes, as I looked at the wall.
Mike Myers coming in and his.
No, I saw Karl Marx and Lenin and a third comrade, and I thought, well, we're going to give it a try anyway. But unfortunately for the three of us, the schnitzel didn't work. The roast pork that I expected to get roast pork was rolled pork that was room temperature.
Okay.
So things just...
Which is traditional.
Well, I just wasn't realized that I was going to be so traditional that night.
Okay.
So it just wasn't it. Although I took a look at their sister restaurant, and it looked more intriguing, and I liked their menu on the website.
I had been to Schmidt's before, about 2 weeks
same owner,
previous.
so we can say.
Yeah, so, and I really preferred Walzwerk, and it was for the reason you weren't caring for it too much. I really liked the idea. I walked in there, I've never been to Germany. I felt like I was on vacation for a minute. I really did. Yeah, it was like this small little intimate, fun, you know, mismatched plates
Right.
and little tables, and I really enjoyed that. I felt
Sort of an industrial area of town. And,
yeah, I mean,
fits
it
with
was cool. I really felt like I was in a different country for a minute. And I dug
And
it.
Lori, what other dishes do you get when you're there? Because you've got the, of course, schnitzel and
Right.
spätzle, and you've got, you know, traditional dishes. Do you pickled herring? They've got all sorts of things.
Right, they have some great soups. We love, of course, the potato pancakes. I guess that's very obvious and traditional, but they're always amazing. They do give you a little canapé when you arrive, you know, and those are
Like
always
pumpernickel bread with a little.
right. And I like that's a
cheese
nice
bread.
treat that we like. You mentioned the dish you had as my husband's favorite, and so
gosh.
we often,
So
you know,
good.
those are our go-to dishes:
Yeah.
the vegetarian schnitzel and the chicken breast stuffed with.
And we split that one as
Right.
well, and it was so filling. It was perfect.
Now we can talk about desserts. Christiane, the owner, as I mentioned, it has a dish on there, cold dog. Do you have the cold dog, which
No.
she used to serve, was served at her kids' birthday parties in Germany. So what did you have? It's a sort of a wafer dish, but what did you have?
I
for
had
dessert?
it might have been a special, but it was the chocolate pudding with a vanilla sauce, and it was not too sweet. It was nice and cool after the hearty and kind of richness of the entrees themselves. It was perfect. And I gotta say, the owners there were so nice and fun. I loved how they took care of us.
All right, Laura, this is your restaurant. Tell us about Walzwerk.
Well, we love Walzwerk for the charming, funky, and fresh Eastern European atmosphere, as well as a menu that satisfies vegetarians and meat lovers alike.
All right, Bob.
It was just a unique experience. I'm glad I did it.
All right, and Jacob.
So I would just say that Walzwerk is a fun, intimate mini Euro vacation. You know, I enjoyed it. It felt like I got to get out of the USA for a minute.
If you would like to try Walzwerk, it's on South Van Ness at 15th Street in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-551-7181. It's open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations are accepted for 4 or more. The average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $30.